My topic is when I was born the feet of God, my memory was coming back actually. This topic has something to do with reincarnation. And we will speak about this and let's see how God gonna guide me to bring the expression. In our life and in our love, there is no way where we are moving and God is not coming with us. God is coming with us as a shadow. Every move in our life, God longing and wishing, maybe some point in your life, in our life, we allow God to come in our feeling, in our heart, in our truth thought. In our consciousness, so we find everlasting peace. And once God coming in our true thought, the marathon of mind to dominate us lose its power and emotion, what we call heart, takes over. And this is a right order in our life actually. But if you see the human history, we see everything is upside down. First of all, body took over and body trying to dominate the system actually. Body system is when we follow our wishes, our marathon to accomplish external aspect of life actually. What came out in this case? Warlord, dictatorship, minority ruled the majority, and all the way in the history came bloodshed. In this case, somehow we accuse religion. Actually, religion has something to do with this bloodshed when offensive power, evil power try to victimize and multiply the evil. In this case, to defend ourselves, people accuse us that religious create the wars. But if we see with the truth and true eyes, many cases religious was defending themselves. And it seemed like a religion was involved to create bloodshed, but this was not the religion. Religion played side fact role. So this body system went on to dominate the world with power, occupied things on earth, and women play one classical role in this struggle, and many times war came out or because of women, or woman was the reason that men also lost its balance, direction into the truth. And then man was the reason who caused also women's suffering. So if we see, we are living in the man world because we could not perfect ourselves with our eternal emotional relationship with God. And through us, women should be perfect. And man was the reason to bring woman to God actually. But when man himself fall, he caused the reason woman to fall too, because woman was already weak. So then woman was pulling him to fulfill her wishes. And this all struggles is cause power, occupied, and in those struggles, women also involved actually. It took a confrontation between evil and worse. So warlord came, dictatorship began, and Kaiser, emperor, kings, they are also one type of dictatorship when minority rule the majority. These are the system which body system we call. This body system have a long struggle and confrontation with religion actually. Religion came or inspired by man and angel, motivated ethics, moral and spiritual value to eliminate certain degree the evil, not to let it expand all over the world. This is a struggle of religion to fight against the system of dictatorship, warlord, Kaiser, emperor and kings. This body system to break down finally came the mind system. Mind system is, we can call a democracy. Democracy is a better system which brought the end of warlord, brought the end of dictatorships, and end of the system of emperor kings who was misusing the humanity for their own selfish purposes. In democratic systems, we came to know the individual right, family right, society right, nation right, world right, human right. We came to know the freedoms of opinion. We came to know how to give women right. And this all are growing actually. The systems will go on this democracy and complete its growth until end of this century. After this is a system began how to find a peace. Because material world, mind world do not give us relaxation. Other way around giving us a many stress actually. This stress calling us, stress is attack our nerve system. And with our nerve system, fear, panic, and sadness begin. And here, nerve system, when it goes in the pressures, create different type of sickness. So there are two type of sickness happen in Adam family, and lineagely we are getting ourselves. When he lost his relationship with God, in this moment, he became broken heart. He lost his homely feeling actually. He had forgotten his home. He did not took the guidance of God, which as a parental heart God was giving. To Adam, if you want to find a peace in your mind, peace in your consciousness, if you want to know universal truth, then you have to knock and research to build your relationship in love. Perfection means in love. Because in the realm of love, you are higher than God's laws. One more time. In the realm of love, you are higher than God's law, because in the family, when many things, mistakes happen, they try to protect them, hide them. They don't want to punish their families. But we never reached the love of God. We did not perfect our love with God. We have shown our back. We did not follow the way of life, which is leading us to the truth. God was guiding us this life journey. The most important thing is to find a bridge between you and God. So God can reveal you many truths, God Himself. And we continue to grow in this life, and this growth, with spiritual growth, we take a foundation in spiritual world. And consistent our journey toward God is growing actually, spiritual growth. It is a never-ending story, but every dimension when we complete our growth of truth to come to know the nature of God, come to know what God, how God wants to have a settlement with us, then we are growing one paradise to other paradise, one paradise to other paradise, and other paradise to. This is a continued internal process. And in every dimension of paradises and in heaven, we building our relationship with God deepest and deepest and deepest moment, and we continue internal heavens. We are growing actually. Once we are complete our universal value, this is a point where God wants to live with us, not in universal law, but in love. So God's love is higher than God's laws actually. These are the moments when emotion, heart take place. And our emotion, they become subjective and take over, dominate our body, mind, our consciousness, universal consciousness, truth, universal truth. And now God is open His heart in love relationship with us. So we make a settlement in eternal life, forever to live with God. But the question is, how many times we fall and we show our back to God? How many times we have forgotten our home actually? Every time when God saw we are not growing, so He used another method to cut off our memories and give us new life, took our memory away in hope that this next opportunity, next chance, we will grow in God's love. Unfortunately, we have not understood that life is existing in this universe, in this external universe and internal everlasting eternity. The motive was God actually. God was the first subject of the first cause and first universal cause, and this external life and the eternal life is a result. But while life is continue in external and internal life, because motive of God was love. So life came out because of love. This universal truth have two expectations: to understand through your mind, through your conscience, through your consciousness, through your conscience. Another aspect is to observe and experience with your whole heart. So they have two expectations. Finally, conclusion is life came out because of love. Question is, God was living as a universal consciousness in eternal dark eternity. Why it took so long that God do not want to create anything? Because the process of internal creation and external creation, it took when unconsciousness and consciousness became at one point, and God became aware actually, sounding environment. So unconsciousness is this universal consciousness when God had no motivation to create anything. He wanted to live by himself. He was in dark eternity all alone. What was there? A matter, eternal matter, which are original element and remain forever. And the external matter which explosion took place, we call Big Bang. This external Big Bang is a second type of material which have a certain limitation. But it exploded, is growing in the universe, expanding. But there will be times like we are baby, we are young, we grow up, and then we old. So when we come old, the systems screech. So in the time will be on this external universe, when this universe gonna lose its power and as it will become old, like we are old women and men. And that the system gonna come back to screech. And this will be the end of external universe. But here is the two expectations. One expectation is external universe will destroy itself. Because when we are coming old, our system is out of function. Slowly our body is screeching. That's why many sickness take place. System doesn't function. Cell doesn't function. There are many reasons. However, there is a God who created this universe with second type of material and internal type of material. So what God is saying, external type material, He did not create it perfect aspect about. But the external original material is a perfect, go on and on, higher than the time and space actually. That's why we say God is there. Transcends the time and space. I am not scientist. But my eyes have seen observations and experiences and journey with God. It could be that expressing my observation and experiences, my journey, I can make mistakes. If I make a mistake and I cannot bring the whole picture before my fellow man, then I am responsible. I have to take those fault. This is a limitation of my growth, spiritual growth. Because external creation matter has something to do with science. internal or something to do with why God created. So how God created? There's one expectation. This expectation goes to science. In future, science will tell how things were created. They're going to discover many things, and they're going to say, I discovered. I am the founder of discovering this fact. But don't forget, creation itself is the substantial fact. Need only explanation. But whatever we will discover, there will be nothing new. But God has put everything inside, very similar like Easter times. Our parents, they are hiding the eggs, Easter egg, different places. And the Easter morning children are researching everywhere, in garden, in room, around this house. This house is a God creation. And when they find the egg, they say, I found it. They found it. But who hide it? This is our most beloved creator. I call him, God is our heavenly parents. Not only heavenly father, heavenly mother. So we say, we discover. But the parent hide it. So whatever science will discover, this will be not something new. They will come to know more details. But if question gonna rise one day, why God created this life? Then answer will be, because life came because of love, because He loves us. He wants to create second self. Like God say, I created man my own image. So mankind think they are the center point. This misunderstanding, I have to take it away. Mankind means wherever creation goes, there is an expectation, like a God created angel with clean energy. Jinn creation He created with fire, with hydrogen. Clean energy, oxygen, if I am not wrong, hydrogen created with jinn creation. And this is a limitation knowledge which we know, but God created countless creation. Like in the end, on earth, there were many thousand different expectations of gases and disappeared. Because mankind could not survive. In the end, exactly 21% about, if I'm right, I'm not a scientist, is exactly the air what we need for our lung actually. If it increase or decrease, both cases is harmful for our lungs and our breath. If it decrease, we have a difficulty to breathe. If it increase, our lung can burn. Our lung will receive so much heat actually. However, all this creation which was created, they have a different expectation. But this material, what God saying He created with mankind, this was the material which was a recycling material. Recycle. Everything came together. So recycling material always give bad smell. That's why mankind was created with dust and with the material which was giving bad smell. Life began with water, but then water was blocking this life. Then the Creator brought this material on the dry land. So sometimes life was in water, sometimes life was in dry land, in different pieces. Sometimes life was in nature, sometimes life was in different form. So we have those elements inside. That's why God created this beautiful creation to respond that we love this creation, because we originally came from this creation. So we can say there was a many evolution process. But saying that God do not know how to create human being, that's wrong. Because form of different creation and human being, God has created already in the spiritual world, and spiritual world is older than external creation actually. I call older and older and older. And the creation is a young creation according to our spirit. So our spirit was a living in different dimension again and again and again, which we call reincarnation. We will talk later about this thing. Older than this external creation. So God make our form, our spirit, and the form of spirit, we can see very clear. So this body process it took longer until the body was functioning, and then spirit started coming. And same process began with unaware and with awareness. When the creation was ready, external creation. So we see the child when he born, he is unconsciousness. Similar process with God happened. God happened with an internal life where life exists forever. So child growing, and slowly his consciousness is growing. And there are times when he go to school, he has other consciousness. When he go kindergarten, he has the other consciousness, awareness. When you go to school, he has the other awareness. When you go college, he has another awareness. When you go university, he has other awareness, consciousness. When you become professor, so this is a growing process of consciousness and awareness. But saying that God do not know how to create human material form, this is wrong. That's why evolutions the way they observed, but the result of what they brought out is wrong actually. Why God created this human body actually? Because this human body, when spirit come inside, it speed up. The timing in spiritual world is slow motions. So growth takes very long process. So speed up the growth. God created our physical body. So for example, I always give example, but spiritual world told me, if you live 80 years, 70, 80 years, 90 years, you can grow with body 30 to 40 million with our physical body. Otherwise, with spirit only takes 30, 40 million before you become conscious. You become consciousness, awareness. Now let's go back actually. We was a concept, and there was a dark eternity, and there was a universal consciousness. But this creation, internal and external creation, this was the concept. But where was this concept? This concept was in universal consciousness concept. And let's say before this was a concept of creating was in universal unconsciousness. So long God was unconsciousness, it was remaining as a unconsciousness. But when this concept to create external internal creation became reality, this was the growth when God came from unconsciousness into universal consciousness. There are two differences we must understand and apply in our life actually. So there are two stages of consciousness. One consciousness is unconsciousness when it's concept. Second consciousness is reality, when concept you put in the reality. So when God became fully consciousness, his mental power and his emotional power, give and takes, brought us into reality, brought us into existence. That's why life came, because of love. There began a life, but reason was in love actually. So when the concept became into the reality, he created us with the original matter of materials, the basis which he existing in internal life, in darkness. So this creation concept was in reality in dark eternity. But later on, religious books say God threw his breath. No, God threw his subject of universal prime force, which is the light. When light began, we recognize the timing. So God was trying with light the darkness. Question is, if every way God could make it? No, not at all. When I met God, I saw, when I bow, and I say, oh my Father, oh my Father. To bow in this moment, front of God, I saw the light creation. Beyond was a darkness eternity. That's why God is still creating and creating and creating. And that's why a similar principle is, when we contact with God, God helps us to come out from the darkness into the reality. This is the second type of truth. Our awareness grows. Darkness goes away slowly, and light is taking place in our mind, in our consciousness, in our conscious, in our heart emotion, in our spirit. This is the fact. All are in the spirit. So in spirit, when we enter a life after death in spiritual world, we will see what kind of spirit growth is, what is the identity of this spirit, how much darkness is, how much light is. And when this spirit grow, continue, then light will slowly gonna come inside and darkness gonna be removed. So our spirit is, spiritual life is naked. We can see our belief, our narrow-minded teaching, or whatever is good, this we can see. And very easy we can see where this person belongs to. So the concept of hell is not that they're burning you with a grill, like a grill party going on. God is not the one who judges you. To make a judgment is not a concept at all, actually. This, we have to come into the light to know. God is not sitting and judging who go hell, who go middle dimension, who go better dimension, who go in neutral dimension, who go paradise, and who go in heaven. Actually, this is, God is not doing such a thing. Within the internal life and external life, He put one purpose. And with more awareness, when we come to know this purpose, how thing is created and why thing is created, we reach both aspects. How and why, and complete our love infinitely. You should be perfect. Perfect in science, philosophy, medicines, architecture? No, not at all. Perfection means in love with God, that your first love and your last everlasting love belong to God. Spirit will live everlasting. There will be no power on this earth. There will be no power in spiritual world who can take away your love of God and bring you in downfall. That means perfect in love of God is a little example of parents with children. But the highlight example is not a paradise, not a heaven, not a middle dimension, not this life. Nothing, no power can take your love away from God. All this thing will be settled down and decided with the love of God. Then we will fulfill the purpose of our life actually. Because love was the motivation actually. So all these loves, parental love for children, sister, brother, teacher and friend, student, relative love, etc. on and on. There's a one expression God giving you to grow. So everything, like your children born through you, but they originally belong to God. He gave you opportunity so you can have experiences actually. So in this realm, God is not interested to judge you. But what happening here, when God creating one creation, and he see the creation is growing, and then he creates young generations, he gave authority, in German say Vollmacht, that you give authority to your lawyer that he can, your lawyer and he can defend you. So the senior creation tried to help junior creation, and in this growth process takes many sharias, many systems, how you can settle down. But either the senior creation is not perfect and junior creation is also not perfect. Senior creation can give you only what they know, how much they grow. So coming back, this recycling stuff is all the element existing in this recycling stuff in dust. That's why we call human being microbes, microcosmos. That wherever the creation is, if this is a 21 million lighting years or 1,000 million lighting year, all this element exists in the human being because human being was created recycling stuff which you cannot use anymore. That's why 80% element is inside of this mud, this dust actually. So what's happening now? Now I begin my story. I feel very sorry that I have to prepare you. So I was walking with God in heaven. And I was walking God together feet to feet actually. Like a 1 feet God and 1 feet is mine. And suddenly God said, go back and where I will put my steps, there you have to bow. So bow means to discover your love, your home. This was a tradition of prophet when they went to pray mountains, Jesus, Abraham, and before on and on. When they was remembering God, then God became one moment. No thought was left. and they was missing God so much. They could not balance their body, so they bowed down. And they was researching. Bow means not that you bow and glorify God. Bow means that you want to come to know the footprint of God, to find out where is your home, where is your Creator. Religious people, Islam or other religion, they bow, like Islam, they bow 5 times. And they bow all their life, but they don't discover the new world, new life. So many people, when they say God is in love, love is God, this is a very wrong conclusion. Where love becomes romantic, where love becomes realistic, where love is burning. When the fire is burning, anything which will go in the fire become a part of fire. But God's love is higher than the fire. When your love becomes burning, you're ready to offer everything. Every love. Love of family, love of children. That's what Prophet did. When this family, when this partner was not able to follow this path of love, they left them behind and was researching the new world again. And then God gave them, when you research the new world, God don't give you old world, God give you new world. So bow means find your home. See your Creator who is invisible. In the bow position, in the truth and reality is in the bow position, this mud, which is a body made by dust, is calling your mind. Come, bow here. Forget this world behind you. No thought should come inside, no thought go out. Forget. Bring your needle of thought. Just thinking about you, God. This we call true thought. I remember. Thinking and I remember has something to do with love. I'm thinking about you. And I remember. I have forgotten my home. And in this bow position, I bring true thinking. I'm thinking and I remembering my home. When the true thought comes, does mind fulfill his purpose? Then this body is calling. Consciousness, come. I'm a mud. I will not live so long. Maybe I live 60, 70, 80. Before I die, this mud saying, I give you new life, new love, actually. So calling our consciousness, come, join with mind to bow. And when consciousness also bow, researching God in the bow position, he find peace in God. That's why in religion also, the emotion find peace, emotional, find peace when they think about God. Then mood is calling, I'm not going to be your partner so long. I will be buried. Dust go to dust. But I can give you new life. A new form that you will live. Then I will not die either, the mood saying. I will take a new life actually. New expression. Calling the consciousness. Come and you should bow to here. Come to know the universal truth. The truth. Bow here. Look, the mind bowed. Consciousness bowed. Come conscious, you should also bow here. What you will come to know? You will come to know the origin. Where you come from. Why you are here. And where you will be end up. Where you will go. All these three questions. Conscious come, the wood calling. I give you those answers. Where you come from. I bring your memory back which you have lost. Why you are here. Let me tell you the purpose of life. Which is most important purpose. I mean, we are doing for living. We are doing for worry about money and this and this. This is very short temporary challenge. But let discover why this time is running and why you have to discover your purpose of life. Come, I show you your destination. So when conscious also join in bow, your memory come back where you come from. Senior creation come angel and takes you with them and say, look, you have lost your home. Come, we teach you. Religion say morning and evening they will get food and water. For the spirit, food means the truth. Thus is not a fulfillment of love actually. Then mood is calling your heart, your emotion. Come here. All these three is bow with me. My mind, my consciousness, my conscience. Come and you bow too. I am your temporary guest. But I will give you the key to discover your love. I will bring you in the meeting point where you come to know who is your beloved one. You are the loved one, we are the loved one. Who is your beloved one? And when motion, heart join also in this bow. This bow is in every religion. Highlight. Jesus went to mountain to pray. Muhammad went on mountain Ghar-e Hira to bow, to come to know their identity, come to know where they come from, come to know their values. Now religion thinks we must pray routines. Routine pray is not a revolution. So their motivation is routine, 5 times pray, fear of hell, and hope for paradise. This is not the way creation was created. This is the way you don't need to go in bow position. Hope for paradise and fear from death. No. That's why routine pray, it don't bring the revolution in their life. Sometimes in one bow you discover totality. So when emotion join, then only one left, spirit. Now this mood calling, I am a mood. Maybe you don't see my value. But look with the mud. People created many things. Look with the mud, they create glasses. So their eyesight when it's weak, they can see better. I'm a mud. I created in different discoveries. I'm a mud. But I can discover what you are researching. Sometimes we become politics, want to have a power and think we discover something. Sometimes we are king. Sometimes we try to occupy the land. Sometimes we think this beautiful person belongs to me. We are discovering everything, but we don't know what we have lost. What we have lost is our original love. So when we receive everything, in the end, we have to go with empty hand. So you can have the whole world. What is it good for you when you did not find your original love lately? When you lost your spirit, when you lost your spiritual growth, what is it good for you? So what is saying, Spirit, come. When you come here, you will have a total discoveries. So when Spirit joined two, what happened? You discover totality, enlightenment, nirvana. They are different languages. Truth is same, expression change. Satisfaction, mutmainna, nafs mutmainna, it means discovering. Because all this key coming in this mood who will not live forever, but creating a second self for totality. And now your mind, universal mind, your universal consciousness, your universal conscious, your heart, emotion, and your spirit become together. Loved one come to know the beloved one. And this point, heart become a pilot, spirit become rocket to travel in eternal life, in external universe. So what are you taking with you? Your universal mind, your awareness, your universal consciousness, your awareness, your consciousness to search the truth, your awareness, your heart to discover why life began. And you come to know God, your creator. Don't give him different name and then fight. No, I believe only my Allah. Your heavenly Father is a wrong name, or Ishwar is a satanic name. This only do these foolish, dumb, uneducated people. Whatever belief you have, if your teaching and your belief of religion did not help you to love fellow men, then take this teaching and your belief and throw in the garbage. Then 1,000 foolish people are better than your belief and with your belief and your teaching actually. Because foolish people also simple way, they can do many things good. They can do many things wrong, but many things good. And you have your teaching, you have your belief, and is blocking not to love fellow men, then your religion is dead, your belief is dead, and knowledge of your religion is dead. This is a water which is not moving. We call stink, German language. It's giving bad smell. Is nothing gonna come out something good. So when God said to me, go back, we was walking in heaven. And wherever I put my feet, you should be behind and bow down. So I went back. And I saw where God was putting his feet. There's a crystal blue quail of water was coming out. I bow. I bow where God's feet was, where crystal blue water came out. I bow. In the first bow, I discovered my millions and trillion reincarnation in spiritual life. How many dimensions I was living. How I was living. My motivation, my journeys, my result, it was discovering in this secret in eternal life so many dimensions I have lived, and I was broken heart. I cry out, oh Father, that's what I am. God said, yes, that's what you are. And God said, bow, continue. I bow second feet, footprint of God. And I discovering more and more. I shouted out, God, that's too much for me. I cannot take it. I cannot go on. That's why I discovered my romantic when I was living in internal life, my realistic life, my burning life, when was I belonged to God in love, and my mystic life. I discovered many things. So when they say God is a love is God, that's not true. Where love become mystics, there began the footprint of God actually. And God was saying, my son, there is a story of eternal life. How many places you are living, look at. First time, my love gives you memory back. So you can cover and discover yourself actually. There is no love in this universe and in this external life. Women love men, men love women. They cannot give each other their memory back. Parents love children, children love parents. They cannot give their memory back. All relationship, all loves is a relative good expression, but they cannot give you your memory back. The memory come back only with God love. And I was shouting out again, Father, please, this is enough. God say, trillion and trillion time cannot reach This is the first time you discover your love with me. We became one because of this love which you have for me. I am giving you your memory back. Look at yourself now. God's love came, God's footprint came, that I discover my memories, who I am. So God's love is who gonna give your memory back. How many times? God created me. How many times He put the chips so I don't remember my rest of the life in the past actually. There's a many things to speak about those stories. But I don't want to remember because I have seen even my one ex-wife, she's too good with human being, serving. When she went in spiritual world, I saw she was young, beautiful, and she was very happy living in spiritual world with similar type of people like her. And I came, I have a light in different form. She didn't recognize me. She went to bow. She thought I'm a very special person. But memory was taken away. That one time she has a children. She had forgotten they are her children. She had forgotten who she was living. She did not recognize me. They've taken her memory away. If they give her memory, she cannot be happy in this spiritual world, in this dimension. So they've taken away and cut off her memory. Because she's a good person, she sacrificed. So she can enjoy there. I have seen so many people, never came life after that, their memory back. That's why Buddha was saying, you will not bring my consciousness back in this dust, back in this body, because, oh Papru, oh most beautiful, I have came to know you. So I was bowing behind God again and again in eternity. Internal life I discover. If I can count all those dimensions, no. But in those bowing God footsteps, my love became so mystic. It was no more romantic, no more realistic, no more burning, but it was a mystic. I was discovering everything in few seconds. God said to me, come yet with me. Now walk with me. I'm a universal conscious and I make you universal conscious. And then God said, let's have a journey. I show you now my original, my origin, where it began. So I discover many God growth process. This eyes has seen so much. Because God say where you are standing, no angel, no creation came to this point. Come with me now. Come in my light. Now we will discover. You have discovered your bowing my footprint. Now come in my light and I let you discover myself. So all what I observe, God childhood, God consciousness, God unconsciousness. I share in my books. What is the name of this book? God is invisible. For me, God became visible reality. For my fellow men, for angels, for other creation. When God will come a reality, when they will find their mystic love in God actually. And God said to me, first time in trillion and trillion and trillion reincarnation in spiritual world. Not this life on earth with body, there's only one. And all these children die, accident. This is all because this is not the world of God. Because God saying, in my world, there will be no bad luck, no accident. Child will live every 100 years without sickness. In my world, whatever in the past, destroy, I will create for you new. We will never talk about this past because this past was not belong to God. This was belong to evil. This was the people who show their back to God, who have forgotten eternal home with God. So God, look at me. I discovered myself in love of God. Love of God, footprint of God brought my all memory back. Then God said, this is not enough. Now come inside of me. I will let you know who I am actually. So I saw. My book, today people call me Satan. It's a very funny thing. Christian call me Satan, Muslim call me Satan. Satan discovered God's love. Satan discovered the original of love. Satan's love is so much burning that he offers his life for the sake of love of God. The religious people are foolish. They are blind. I came to open mankind spiritual senses. Soon God says, new generation will discover their spiritual senses through you. They will become prophet. They will be observer. They will have a journey with me. They will have experiences with me. They will be your spiritual children. They will come to know your value, God says. I say, Father, it is enough when they come to know your value. God says, my value and your value is connected now like a skin and bone. Who will come to know my value, he will come to know your value. Then they will come to know he is not a Satan, he was not a Satan. He brought the light into the world. He helped us in darkness so we can be home. He brought awareness. He gave us true thinking so we can begin our journey. With his teaching, awareness came and we found peace in God. We discover and complete our truth. We found God in love. This man was the man who had made possible, since human creation was created with not came possible. First time God saying, I'm happy with you. You have fulfilled. You have opened my heart. And I'm discovering so many love, so many diamonds. And I'm writing book with those diamonds. Those tears which I have shared for God, to discover God with those share, I'm writing many books. And God say, write down what you heard, what you have seen, and what you experienced. Journey with me. This is the key for mankind to come back home. And then if you want to call me still Satan, then I cannot be evil Satan. I'm a good Satan in heaven actually. But God don't see like this. God say, you are not a Messiah only for earth. You are a Messiah of heavens, eternity and eternal life. So far go eternal life. I will give you my form. You will express my heart. God saying He will give me His form. And I saw, and in our movement, 18 prophet came, and among of them they saw God taking my form, traveling eternal life to express His heart. He preparing for me. Why He taking my form? Because I have complete the story of love. Life has no other meaning to complete our journey and our story of love with God. So God was saying, "Oh my son, you live on earth, but trillions and trillions reincarnation in your life, and first time I am giving your memory back and see who you was, who you were. And first time you complete the circle of your love with me, so I give your memory back. Take this memory. Now I have no fear. This bond of our love will never gonna break again. Now you can see who you was in the past eternity. Now no love on earth can take you away from me. Your first love, your everlasting love, is coming in one meeting point with me. That's true. No earthly love have taken me away from the will of God. Will of God is also hidden love. No fear of hell brought any doubt. My love was a higher even those dark hell. No middle dimension, no paradise. Such a beautiful paradise and heavens that eyes never have seen, ear never have heard, and your heart have never experiences. You look at one direction and you see 1,000 years, and you never feel boring. But all those heaven, I kept my love is belong to first God, last God. So until now and future, I never gonna find my settlement in any heaven. My love now belong to God. My love, my journey continue now, future. Future is my home. So I have explained here my observation that meeting point between you and God come your memory back actually, and you become original being like a God is a origin being, not a copy. Until now you are copy. One day someone else take your love. Other day somebody else take your love. One day somebody else take your thought away. Another days you become unconsciousness. and again they're searching and don't know the way. Another days, truth is not even interested for you. You just want to live. When you just live, you are animal. Because animal, they live because they have a principle. Creation live because they have a principle. But God did not put a principle inside to control you like a computer. God creates you above to be like God actually, in His own images. Future time is coming. 2 centuries will be more. People will listen better God, and better they're gonna have an emotional feeling to experience God. And they will better, when they will speak, they're gonna give better expression. And my prayer is they should be greater than I. But God said there will be many greater. But I will never find another like you in my whole creation. You will live in silence, moment of my heart and my soul. Through you, the light came in this world. Through you, you make it possible. My dream came true. So once again, I bow to God. Please never take my memory back. Let have now my mind, my consciousness, my conscious, my universal conscious awareness, my conscious to complete the truth, my emotion to settle down with you, and my spirit. Let me go on. I know there's a long journey. If this journey gonna be end up million year, I don't know. If journey gonna be complete in trillion year, I don't know. But what I know, now my journey is hand to hand with God. God holding my hand and saying, this will be never separate again. So where God hold your hand, their real journey began. If this story touch your heart, and few tears crawl in your eyes, I will be witness to God. And these tears gonna hold you on so you don't fall back in the darkness. This your few tears gonna become your wing. If they cannot fly with lightning speed, but then they can fly at least. If they cannot fly with rocket, they cannot fly like a plane, at least they can fly like a bicycle. God wind gonna let you fly. Slowly, slowly you will come to know eternal life, how right I was. You will come to know God was saying that you are Messiah for eternal heavens. You will come to know God did not make any mistake when He called me to represent His heart. When God says something, He is a universal consciousness. On the external, when God say, look like it is a promise, but it already happened. It is a question of time. So once again, bow like the way God asked me, you also will become one part of God. Thank you, and God bless you.